why should, why should I put my faith and trust in someone or something that they promise you this, but yet I'm going to give it to you in my time, in my time, in my time. Well, you got to be, they say good things come to those who wait patiently upon the Lord. Well, I've waited, and I've still not got nothing that I've asked for. So, what's the point, So you're probably sitting there wondering and saying, do I believe in God? Do I believe that there is a God? I'm not saying that I don't believe that there's not a God, and I'm not saying that I don't believe in Him. Yes, I believe that He's real. Yes, I believe He can work miracles. I believe He can do things like that. But I honestly believe that He has His certain picks and chooses and favorites of who He does things for and who He doesn't. I mean, I've asked and asked and asked, and I still have not got nothing. And I may never, But, they say that He knows exactly what's good for us and what's bad for us. Well, sometimes I think He's wrong, because we do ourselves know for a fact things that are good for us, that we need and we want. But we ask Him and He says no. He tells us no, because it's not time for us to have it, or it's not in His will, or He doesn't feel that it's right for us. Well, I think it's a crock of corn swapping bull, in my opinion. But like I said, I'm not trying to justify the Bible. I'm not trying to put it in my own words. I'm not trying to brainwash anybody. I'm just telling you my opinion, what I think. Why bother? I mean, everybody that sees this video, they may say that I'm going to go to hell. Well, I guess if I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. You know what I mean? I just don't understand the concepts. That's like me telling someone that if you go out here and, you work for me for 60 years, then I'm going to give you $60 million. Well, they end up and they die before the end of that 60 years. Therefore, I never fulfilled that promise that I told them that I was going to give them. So exactly, you know what I mean? By the time I wait on Him to get things that I want in my life, I'm going to be too old to enjoy the things that I desire. And I just don't understand a lot of the concepts. I mean, I don't know. It's just a lot of it. It's a lot of loose ends. It's just I just don't understand. I mean, why is it that nobody is meant to see Him? I mean, He's going to come back someday. I've been hearing that for 31 years. I've still never seen it yet. Am I saying it's not true? No, I'm not saying that it's not true. But I'm the type of person that I'll believe it when I see it. I believe there's a God. I know that He's there. But I just don't agree with and believe in a lot of the concepts. It's like when I was in the church, they had a lot of beliefs that I didn't believe in. Like, my church said that they didn't believe in a woman being a preacher. Well, it doesn't say anything to me that I've ever read in the Bible about a woman can't be a preacher. So, they say it was wrong to listen to a woman preacher. Also, this is going to shock a lot of people, but I'm not I'm not making fun of anybody. I want to get this clear now. I am not downgrading anybody, and I am not making fun of no one. I'm just expressing a point, and I am, going to do this the best way I can to not offend nobody. But I'm not trying to offend anybody. This is not towards one specific person or any specific group or anything like that. I'm just stating my opinion and being myself. Also, another thing that my church believed in is that if you were, now anybody's supposed to be welcome in a church, no matter what you've said, no matter what you've done, no matter what kind of life you live. But according to my church that I used to go to, if you were, and they know this, that you were a homosexual, okay, you are not allowed to take membership of that church. Regardless, if you go in, you change your ways, you get saved, you go through the whole process, according to my church, you're not allowed to be a member, which I think that is bull, because God says He loves everybody, no matter what they say, no matter what they do, no matter what their lifestyle is. I mean, so that just appalls me that they're going to sit there and set a standard for someone like that. They're gonna give them a standard that, you can come to my church, but yet you can't ever be a member of my church. Why? Just they say it's because they know that. It doesn't matter if they know that or not. I mean, if God says He loves you for who you are, no matter what, then you should still be able to take residency or, membership of that church. And that just appalls me. Something else, the way that my church works, is that they believe that marriages are forever. That if you get divorced, you can be a member of the church, but if you were called to be a preacher, you're never allowed to preach in their church because you was married once, because supposedly you broke your vow to God because He gave you a wife. You're not supposed to get divorced, you're supposed to work it out. Well, sometimes things happen. It's just, to me, it's more like an organized religion. It's basically like the church is basically telling you how to run your life. And and it's not, and that's, nobody should be able to tell you how to run your life. You should be able to feel free to do whatever it is you want to do, whatever it is you want to say at any given time. I mean, I understand that the preacher is supposed to be the messenger from God to give you a message that God has. They're not supposed to run your life and tell you, well, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do, you can do this, you can do that. All I can see that the Bible is, it's a guidebook to guide us through our spiritual walk as we walk with God. That's what it is. It's basically the rule book of telling you, okay, this is what God says, this is what He wants us to do. But the preacher's basically telling you, they're basically organized. It's an organized religion. They're basically organizing your life, telling you what you can do and what you can't do. And it does not say, there's only one thing that I have found out in the Bible, that they say there's one supposedly sin, as they say, that will send you straight to hell. Any other thing can be forgiven. But there's one unforgivable sin ever that God will never forgive. So, therefore, the preacher tells you, well, if you go out here and you fornicate, you go out here, and you do this, you do that, you're going to die and you're going to go to hell. It's wrong. It's a sin. But they are all forgivable. God will forgive you for them if you are heartfelt and you ask for that forgiveness. Okay?